Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz, where we are playing Asphodel. It is turn 17. Helotus Babotus. And the war with Phaeacia rages. So, we have completed Thaumaturgy 1 and 2. Looks like Man has claimed the throne of the Artificer. We'll try to take a look at that here in a little bit. And then we have a bunch of different battles we have seen. So, let's take a look at those. We have been attacked in New Coast. Oh, shit. Okay, well, this stack's dead. It looks like he decided not to stay in Phaeacia. Okie dokie. This is probably pretty much his army. Well, good on him, because staying in Phaeacia probably would have meant being locked in Phaeacia, and he's probably going to squish these reinforcements. Let's see if they can deal any actual damage here. My assumption would be probably not. We'll kill a couple of Colossi, maybe. Did our guy actually get out? Ooh, some of our guys might have gotten out. Okay. We killed 4 Colossi Light Infantry, 5 Phaeacian Archers, and pretty much all the rest of that stack got squished. So, yeah, not great. That's not what we want to see, but things have been going very well for us in this war, so having a stack of mostly chaff getting squished is not the worst case situation. Minotaur Lord did retreat successfully. Carrion Commander retreated successfully. Our Hierophant retreated successfully. So that is good. Okay, and then we attacked into Phaeacia. Let's see if things went well there. All right, so just PD. Yeah, he has abandoned his capital. Okay. That's good for us. We lost a little bit of chaff, which we are wont to do in this type of situation. But honestly, not too much, considering how much we were up against, so that's good. And then we have 2 other battles to watch. We have... Oh, right. Okay, so I didn't really talk about this. I do think we may have been the first country to actually... first nation to actually attack someone else. It might have been close, though. Because Vanarus and Pythium are at war. And then, Agartha and Bandar Log are at war. I think actually Bandar Log is at war with Agartha and Nabah, if I remember correctly, if I remember hearing correctly. So Vanarus is attacking Pythium. We've got just mercs against just PD, so that is going to be nothing. No damage. And then we have Agartha against Bandar Log. Ugh. So we've got the Shard Guard. Shard Guard are pretty nasty. We got the Defenders of the Hall. We got some Agarthan Heavies. Okay. Oh, shit. Well, we're about to learn a lot about both Agartha and about Bandar Log. Surely his yeah, back here. Okay, so he's got a couple of these. They call me the monkeys. Casting, blessing. It's not going to be enough to hit all of them, is it? Oh, he has 3 of them doing blessings. Okay. So, yeah. He should get pretty much all of them in 2 casts. This guy is not going to get all of his blessings off. I assume that Agartha is about to get shafted here. Okay. Take a look. Agartha is rocking Natural Protection +5, Undying 10, Reconstruction 5, and Heroism 70. So this is not a bless for the Shard Guard. This is a bless for... I mean, the Natural Protection and Undying does help, right? Because it makes them have an ungodly amount of HP, and the Natural Protection boosts their armor. But this is more of a bless for their statues, right? So interesting. And then we have over here. Oh shit. Fire resistance, blur, blood surge, true sight, larger, awareness. Fuck you. Larger. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice boost for them. Okay. And then they're getting a bunch of Twist Fate cast on them. I'm willing to bet that Agartha's about to... One, this is just a lot of sacreds. Agartha's about to get destroyed here. Oh. Yeah. I mean, entirely off of the back of these Tiger Riders. Tiger Riders are very nasty. Ugh. Yeah, lost 20 barbarians. Who gives a shit, right? They were there just to be a breakable front line. Lost a single Tiger Rider. Agartha loses 23 Shard Guard, 29 Defenders of the Hall, 10 Agarthan Heavy Infantry, a Golem Crafter, and a Cave Captain. That is a crushing defeat. Interestingly, though, that's Agartha attacking into Bandar Log. And like I said, I do think Bandar Log is in a 2v1. I think Nabaa is attacking Bandar Log as well. But... So that to me, that generally means, like, this is a crushing defeat for Agartha, right? But Bandar Log might not be able to act on it. So we'll see how that goes. I'll try to keep some eyes over there. We have an unexpected event in Namor. A handful of magic gems have been found in a deep ravine. We get Earth Gems +6. And then in Monarch Woods, an omen has been seen that spoke of the decline. No, we get minus Dominion. We don't want minus Dominion. Worldwide event, Misfortune +1, because the Throne of Misfortune has been taken. Walls are severely damaged in Phaeacia, and then we have a new... Oh, I need to play with artifact crafting and yearning more frequently, because I have no idea when it activates. Like, how close do you need to be for it to activate? And if there is kind of like a way, if it's just fully random on which artifacts get half cost. I think it's an interesting mechanic, but we have a new famous hero. We have Pelagon is now Battle Bellow. Oh, he gets fear? Is that what that is? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen that. That's kind of cool. Okay. We've got some stuff. We are going to keep the siege on Phaeacia going. We are also, because of course we are, right? We smashed the PD. I do not think this army coming into Phaeacia or this army in Vaclez hitting with whatever he has in Vaclez and in New Coast, all of them sailing into Phaeacia, I cannot imagine is going to do anything. And I would imagine he didn't leave anything in Phaeacia, right? So why would you ride out if your intention was to not fight in your walls, right? You know, that type of situation. So we're just gonna stay there. Walls were severely damaged last turn. They should be broken next turn. We're going to pop out with a small little force into Illidan. And then we're going to consolidate in New Coast with the force from Norfangs. And this poor guy, the loss in New Coast, this poor guy got shunted over here. I did consider just, like, sending him at one of these places, but it says well organized in both, so I think he's just going to die if I do that. So we're going to try to semi-rescue him, consolidate. There is the potential that if he just sits here, especially if he sits here and PD dumps, right? It's very possible that everything we send here just dies. However, we only had like 6 Centaur warriors there last time, and I think maybe half the amount of actual Centaurs there, and we had significantly less chaff. I think with what we are bringing here, it's possible that we win this, and if we don't win in New Coast, I think we mangle him, right? If he decides, even if he PD dumps a fair amount, I'm pretty sure we slaughter the PD and we deal a hefty amount of damage to what is remaining, which all in all actually favors me. Even if we lost everything we threw into New Coast and we killed half of what he has, that's still in my favor because this is our real army. This is a mostly chaff army, right? So, and we have 4, about to be 5 other forts that we're just tossing up, right? So this should be an extremely big deal for us. My assumption, though, is he's not going to stick around there, right? Like, he's going to attack Pugria, or he's going to sail back to Phaeacia. That's entirely possible. Or he's going to sail down to Vaclez and try to, like, build up forces and meet us there, right? So, I'm not expecting a battle in New Coast, but it's entirely possible. Now, there is always the possibility that he's like, fuck that, and decides to be a nuisance and be like, everything you have is down here, and I'm gonna die anyway, so I'm just gonna cause as much damage and strife to you as I can, and then marches up into the Forest of the Lost, right? I doubt that that's gonna be the case, but if he decides that that is the case, we do have a little bit of chaff here and some Minotaur warriors. I don't think that this would win, necessarily, but I do think it would do a little bit of damage to him. And it's kind of the best play we have in our book right now. We don't want him doing something like that. It's possible he goes for Belagor instead, especially considering there's not really much in Belagor, right? There's just this. So he could move here and pop our Lizard Shaman, which would be very unfortunate. But if it happens, it happens, right? Like, we can't cover both of these and also hit New Coast, which I think we would prefer to hit New Coast. So since we can't do that, we're choosing hit New Coast, risk Belagor, hit Forest of the Lost. If he fights in either of these places, he's going to take losses. They may not be catastrophic losses, but he's going to take losses, right? So, aside from that, I'm getting a little nervous. Let's, oh, also, we didn't talk about this last time. We got a Forest of the Dead. Oh, and, man got the Throne of the Artificer, right? So, 2 fire, 1 earth, and a construction bonus of 20, which is pretty nice. I am a little happy, but also sad that Ulm didn't get this one, right? Because if I was Ulm, I'd be like, yes, that one's mine. That would have been crazy for Ulm to get that. So, oh yeah, right. So this is why I'm pretty positive Nabaa is also fighting Bandar Log, right? Is we've seen this used to be Bandar Log, is now being attacked by Nabaa. Agartha attacked here, right? So, oh, maybe Abysia is attacking them as well? That would be fucked up. People like to gang up on people too much, in my opinion. There's no reason that you should be 3v1ing someone at turn 17. Like, that's just bullshit. I would also say, right, like, coming off of the last two multiplayer games that I played, one, I didn't go live because it was a bit toxic and it made me not want to play Dominions 5 anymore. But that one I was playing Sarmatia, and then the one before that was the one I was playing Nazca, right? So, like, in both of those, I ended up in 3v1s in like the first 20-25 turns, right? Like, Nazca was super early. And then the Sarmatia one was also super early. So, like, I have this bad history with getting 3v1'd, or even, in my opinion, just 2v1ing someone 17 turns into the game, or sub 20 turns in the game. It's just kind of like, I get it. I get that it's the dominant strategy and it makes sense, right? Like, why would you 1v1 someone in a war game like this if you can 2v1 them and have it be more guaranteed and be less likely to lose things, etc., etc. There is always the concept of, like, if you 1v1 someone and you smash the shit out of them, then you get all of the spoils. But I understand why people do it. But 2v1ing someone versus 3v1ing someone is horseshit, right? Like, 3v1ing any other player in the early game, it's one thing if you get into the mid game or late game and someone's like a colossal threat, right? Even then, though, I don't like doing it. I just do it because it's kind of what you have to do. But anyways, sorry, I got off on a tangent. Bandar Log, we know, is at war with Agartha and Naba, and I don't know if they're at war with Abysia, but this seems suspicious to me, right? Because I would have to check, but I don't think that this was an Abysia flag last turn. Anyways, I started off this little, segue by going, I'm concerned. I'm concerned because of this, right? And this, right? And this. Less concerned about this, but a little concerned. I'm mostly concerned about this, right? Because this is a lot of Black Knights, and this looks like units moving from Ulm up to Oak Beach. And in my mind, I'm just like, why would you need units moving from your capital to this fortification on our borders if you weren't planning to attack me, right? I'm also somewhat concerned up here, seeing this and this, but less so, right? Like, that seems like less of a big deal to me, but still could be a concern. If I were to get attacked, I would not be surprised, right? Who wants, and in nation aside, who wants their neighbor to have a somewhat uncontested, quick early game war where that neighbor is able to get super far ahead, and then make that neighbor a pop kill free spawn nation, right? Like, who wants that? Nobody wants that. So I would not be surprised if I were to get attacked, but I will be very sad if I get attacked by multiple people. At the very least, we can say it's probably not going to be Bandar Log, but I am really eyeing up this Ulmish stack here, so we'll see how that goes. What else are we doing? We're putting down a fortress in Sylvania. That's good. That will hopefully give us a little bit of zone of control to kind of like figure out the situation. We also have Shade Forest over here that I want to throw fucking lucky at, and we will have enough nature gems to get another fortress by then. But there is the concern of us, if we're gonna have to be fighting on two fronts, we don't have another H3, and we're trying to stockpile more Black Centaurs for a second force, right? So that becomes a concern at that point, we have to start looking at the idea of getting another Pan, right? Or bringing fucking Lucky back in order to summon a Carrion Lord, right? Because Carrion Lords are H3. So that is something that's kind of like on that tentative level, and we have to be careful about how many nature gems we have, because Grove Fortress and Carrion Lord both cost 35 nature gems, I believe. So we can check that real quick, actually. Is that not? Yeah, Carrion Lord is 35. Carrion Fortress is 35. So that is a concern. We're gonna have 35 next turn. If we don't get attacked, right? Like if Ulm doesn't come in on us, then probably what we'll do is we'll move fucking Lucky over to Shade Forest, because that'll give us a turn, right? Next turn we'll have 35. He'll be moving. The turn after that we'll have 50, right? So we'll only need 2 more turns after that to have another 35. But if this grows, or if Ulm comes in, or if Man comes in, or fucking Bandar Log comes in, then we're probably going to have to immediately bring fucking Lucky back and get a Carrion Lord so that we can not worry about not having an H3, right? So in the cap, more Black Centaurs, more Dryad Hags. Yes, I see the Black Minotaurs that I promise they don't exist yet. We've got more Sages, more Minotaurs, Lizard Shamans, Dryad Hag, more Minotaurs. We're getting a lot of Minotaurs now. Part of the reason why we're getting a lot of Minotaurs now is we had been losing a lot of gold previously every turn to dropping labs and temples. We're done with that, right? Especially with the potential of having Ulm or Man or someone else come in on us. I don't want to be dropping temples unprotected. So that's off the table now. We're not going to be doing that anymore, right? Which means that we have more gold to throw into things, and right now, I think in the general matchup that we have, if we're going up against Ulm or Man, honestly, Minotaur warriors are going to be better options for us, I believe, than Centaur warriors, right? Obviously, the Centaur warriors have more attacks. They are less expensive, but they just... I mean, we can just look at it, right? We just look at it. The Centaur warrior is just not going to deal with the 23 protection on a Black Knight, or the 22 protection on the Black Knight's Destrier. Or, what is probably more likely, the Legions of Steel stuff coming out from Ulm and buffing this up to like 23, 25, 26, right? Like that kind of concept. There's just no way that a Centaur warrior is going to deal with that. But a Minotaur warrior absolutely can, right? They will die in droves, but if we can get some bark skin on them and then get a decent enough mass, they can go berserk and start chopping, right? Is the general concept. So that's the plan, and I think that's... I have less of a concern about Man, because I'm just hoping Man's not going to come in on me. I even think this turn I sent Man a message saying, hey, if you're interested in Phaeacia's southern territory, let me know. Because already, right, like if Man decides, yeah, sure, I'll snap up these 4, then that means I don't have to deal with Vaclez, right? And if I don't have to deal with Vaclez, and I take Phaeacia in 2 turns, and this war is already done, that's great for me, right? Like, I would absolutely take that offer, right? So I think this is the turn that I sent that to Man. Anyways, we're getting a bunch of Minotaur warriors because I think they're a potential better matchup against Ulm and Man in case that becomes an issue. And that's pretty much it. We're moving a bunch of people around to collect, just to collect stuff, doing some site searching. We are moving this unit, this Carrion commander up here, with a, decent little stack into Namor, which there are more mannequins at, and potentially going to throw them into the pond at Goodwater, but I don't know if that'll work out for us. Mannequins are not good underwater, and Marrows are surprisingly painful to deal with, so I don't know if we're going to do it, but we'll probably do it, so we'll see. I just don't know if it's going to be effective or not. Alright, anyways, I went on several segues, and I talked about a lot of random stuff. That is going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.